Hello friends, how are you? Today we are going to learn History chapter number 5. The name of the chapter is Mass Media and History. In this chapter we learn about the mass media and its history. See here, Mass Media and History. This chapter is divided into 5 sections. First is Introduction to Mass Media. 5.2 is History of Mass Media. 5.3 Why do we need mass media? 5.4 Critical understanding of the information received through mass media. And 5.5 is mass media and professional opportunities. So, through this lesson, we learn these aspects of mass media. Topic 5.1 Introduction to Mass Media. First, we are going to understand the concept of mass media. See to it that mass media, this word is divided into two words. First is mass and second one is media. Media means various modes of communication, and mass in this context means as an aggregation of people. Mass media is a field of mass communication. In the olden days, a crier would run in the street, beating drums and crying out important news according to the orders of the king. See to it, there are many examples of mass media such as newspapers, radio, and television. First, we are going to study about the newspaper. See, what is the concept of newspaper? Newspaper is a publication which mainly prints news, editorials, people's opinions, entertaining or other supplementary content. It is printed and distributed regularly at a definite time. Now see, what is the newspaper? Printing technology and newspapers were introduced in India after the arrival of the British. People started receiving printed news through newspapers. Newspapers became the first mass medium of circulating information and knowledge among the people. Newspapers provide various local, national, and international news. Newspapers are historical documents which record current events. It means the newspapers are the written sources of history. Now we are going to learn about the precursors of newspapers. See, before the beginning of the Common Era, there was a custom in Egypt of placing inscriptions with royal decrees at public places. Next is Emperor Ashoka also resorted to similar method to reach out to his subjects. In the Roman Empire, royal decrees were written on papers and those were distributed in all regions. They also contained the information of various events taking place in the nation and its capital. During Julius Caesar's reign, newspapers known as Acta Diurna, meaning acts of every day, used to be placed at public place in Rome. It was very effective way of conveying royal commands to people. In the 7th century CE, royal dictates were distributed among people at public places. In England, handouts used to be distributed occasionally giving information about wars and important events. Now we are going to think about the Indian newspapers. See, Bengal Gazette. The first English newspaper in India was printed on 29th January 1780. It was named as Calcutta General Advertiser or Bengal Gazette. It was started by James Augustus Hickey. He was an Irish gentleman. See here, you can see some pictures about the Hickey's Bengal Gazette, James Hickey, and his printing press. Now we are moving towards Maharashtra and Marathi newspapers. See, Darpan. The newspaper Darpan was started in 1832 in Mumbai. Balshastri Jambekar was the editor of Darpan. The news printed in Darpan can be reviewed to know about the political, economic, social and cultural events of those times. Here are a few news titles as examples which were published in Darpan. First, the account of expenditures from the three administrative divisions of the East India Company. The second was the danger of Russian attack on the nation, and the third was appointment of a committee for cleanliness in the city. See to it, Darpan was an Anglo-Indian newspaper which was printed in both language English and Marathi. Now another Marathi newspaper was Jnanoday. Jnanoday printed the map of Asia in 1842 and the map of Europe in 1851. The honor of printing an illustration in an Indian newspaper for the first time goes to Jnanoday. The news of installation of telegraph used for electrically transmitting a news can be seen in Jnanoday. The news of the starting of railways in India was printed in Jnanoday under the title Chakya Masoba. So the Chakya Masoba was the railway engine. Means Masoba with wheels. It had also printed the news of the Indian War of Independence of 1857. Now here we can see newspapers and social awareness. Newspapers in those times were a very important medium of creating social awareness. A newspaper named Indu Prakash supported widow remarriage in a big way. Dinabandhu, a newspaper representing the masses of the Indian society, it means Bahujana Samaj, was started by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule's close associate Krishnarao Bhalekar. We get to know about the issues relating to the masses through this newspaper. Now we are moving towards the main role of newspapers during the period of Indian independence struggle. See Kesari and Maratha. See to it, Kesari and Maratha. The two newspapers are indicative of an important stage of the history of Indian newspapers before independence. Gopal Ganesh Agarkar and Bal Gangadhar Tilak started these newspapers in 1881. They spoke about the social and political issues of that period. Kesari began to publish articles about the nationwide situation, books in the native languages and the politics in England. Now, after newspaper, we are going to turn about magazines and journals. Magazines and journals are periodical publications. This category includes publications which are weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, 6 monthly, annual, etc. There may be some chronicles which are published at no fixed time. Balshastri Jambekar started the first monthly magazine in Marathi. It was named Digdarshan. Among the periodicals, Pragati, now a defunct journal, was started in 1929 and edited by Trambak Shankar Shezvalkar. He wrote regularly in this historiographical journal of Maharashtra's history and social movements. Currently, here are many periodicals devoted to Indian history. Marathi journals such as भारतीय इतिहास आणि संस्कृती and Marathwada Itihas Parishad Patrika are some examples of it. Now we are thinking about the modern mass media, which means electronic and digital journalism. These are ultra modern periodicals from a part of electronic of digital journalism. History is a prime subject of interest for these periodicals as well. Many web news portals, social media, web channels, YouTube, etc. make historical content available to the audience or readers. Now see, the next example of mass media is radio. We are going to learn the history of radio. First, see that Indian Broadcasting Company, which called IBC, a private radio company, was the first one broadcast daily programs in India. Later, the same company was taken over by the British government and named as Indian State Broadcasting Services ISBS. On 8 June 1936, it was renamed as All India Radio, means AIR. See, here some pictures of the memories of All India Radio. Now see, after independence, All India Radio became an integral part of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, India. Initially, it broadcasted governmental programs and schemes. It was named as Akashvani on the suggestion of the famous poet Pandit Narendra Sharma. Akashvani broadcasts various entertainment, awareness creating and literary programs. It also broadcasts special programs for farmers, workers, the youth and women. The Vividha Bharati programs are broadcasted in 24 regional languages as well as 146 dialects of Indian languages. Lately, various new channels like Radio Mirchi are providing radio services. The next example of mass media is television. The Delhi Doordarshan Center was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first Indian president. Doordarshan's Mumbai Center began to telecast its programs on the 1st May 1972. Color television was introduced on 15th August 1982 in India. In 1991, the Indian government granted permission to private national and international channels to telecast in India. Thus, it became possible for Indians to watch international events on television. Now, the next point is, why do we need mass media? We need mass media to facilitate free flow of information to all strata of society. Editorials, various columns, and supplements are essential parts of newspapers. Readers are also ensured of a platform to voice their opinions. Newspapers can help in making the democracy stronger. Television is an audio-visual medium. It was possible for this medium to cross the inherent limitations of newspapers and the radio and show the actual visuals of an event to people. So far, there is no other alternative to television for watching an event as it actually happened. Now, the next point is critical understanding of the information received through mass media. See, any information received through mass media needs to be reviewed critically. The news of information in the media may not always represent exact truth. We need to scan it very carefully. There is a very famous event of unauthentic information appearing in the print in Germany. Stern, a German weekly magazine, had purchased a number of so-called handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. It sold them to various publication companies. The diaries were verified for their authenticity and subsequently the news appeared in the print. However, later those diaries were proved to be forged. It becomes apparent from this example that we need to be very careful about the information published by the media. Now, the next point is mass media and professional opportunities. See to it, newspapers have to fulfill the task of providing fresh news to its readers. It is also necessary to unfold the background of an event in the news. At such times, newspapers have to resort to history. While reporting news in details, reporters try to compare it with parallel events which happened in the past. The past event may be printed in a separate frame. Thus, the reader gets access to additional information and he can get better insights about the current news. Newspapers printed columns about historical information appearing under heading such as 50 years ago or 100 years ago, etc. Such columns are based on historical documents or written history. These columns provide historical information about economic, social, political events in the past and also events of historical significance. See here, this concept map shows you the relationship between history and newspapers and other mass media means. See, history is related with editorials, articles on this day in history, reviews, news, and columns. See that newspapers occasionally publish supplements to the regular edition or special issues. For example, World War I commenced in 1914. Year 2014 marked the 100th year of this event. In order to be able to publish a newspaper supplement or a special issue to commemorate the occasion, the one needs to review its history. In 2017, 75 years were completed after the announcement of Quit India movement. On such occasions, newspapers highlight the event through various articles, editorials, columns like what happened in history on this day, reviews, etc. The knowledge of history is essential for writing of such type articles. History is also essential in planning radio programs. For example, Akashvani has preserved recordings of all the speeches delivered each year by the Prime Ministers of India on 15th August. See to it, television channels also telecast programs based on history. Doordarshan and other television channels help in creating interest in history among people through their historical shows and serials. The mythological serials and historical serials like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bharat Ek Khoj and Raja Shiva Chhatrapati attracted a very large audience. While producing this type of programs, maintaining accuracy with regards to the presentation of environment, outfits, weaponry, lifestyles, lingual expressions, etc. is essential. One needs to have a deep understanding of history of the concerned period. See here, currently channels like Discovery, National Geographic, History, etc. have opened a rich treasure of global history for the audience. It has enabled people to view the historical and geographic wonders at home. To make such programs more entertaining, some parts of the serials are actually enacted by actors such as the characters of heroic men and women, sportsmen, army chiefs, etc. Beside these serials about ancient monuments, forts, histories of empires, and also the history of culinary arts are watched by a large number of people with great interest. In your textbook, at the end of the chapter, there is a frame about the TV serial Discovery of India. Under the title of You would find this interesting. Bharat Ek Khoj, a serial telecasted by Doordarshan, has a special place in the history of Indian television serials. It was based on Discovery of India, a book written by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. It was directed by Shyam Benegal. This serial presented the history of India from the ancient to the modern period, throwing light on social, cultural, and political history of respective periods. They effectively portrayed many aspects of Indian history, like Harappan civilization, Vedic history, interpretation of Ramayana and Mahabharata, Mauryan period, Turk-Afghan invasion, Mughal period, and the contribution of Mughal emperors, Bhakti movement, role of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, movements of social reform, and Indian struggle for independence, etc. Roshan Seth, the actor who played Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's role in this serial, also appeared as a narrator introducing and explaining various parts of the story of dramatizing them using folklore and informative speeches. The serial was admired in all parts of India because of the comprehensive historical perspective of Pandit Nehru and its equally comprehensive visual presentation. Here you can see some pictures about this serial. So such a way we learn about the chapter number 5, that is mass media and history. You read this chapter carefully. Thank you very much.